Right guys, let's save some of this energy for later on. We've got a few speakers that are going to come up now and give some speeches. The first one that I'd like to introduce is Sue Kirkman from Leeds. She's a Jewish supporter for Palestine, so please give it up for Sue!
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we do!
Hi, my name is Sue. I was born in Leeds and have lived most of my life in the city. I am Jewish. My family came here from Romania and from Poland. Those that didn't leave died in the Holocaust. I grew up with that knowledge. But the Leeds that I grew up in seemed a million miles away from that horror. It seemed like a different place, a different time. We used to say, how could people have done that? And how could people let it happen? Well, now we know how it happened. What an awful irony. It's the Israeli government, the Jewish state, currently committing genocide. And by their actions and words, Sunak, Starmer, and the mainstream media are supporting that genocide.
Shame on them! Shame on them! Shame on them! Shame on them!
And this is how it happens. And it's those that are protesting against genocide that are being attacked by the media and by Sunak and Braverman. The politicians, Labour, Tories, and the mainstream media lie about these rallies. Suella Braverman calls these marches hate marches.
Shame on her! Shame on her!
And pure Jew hatred. These are her words.
Shame on her!
They're trying to whip up fears in the Jewish community, traumatised by genocide. They're trying to stir up racism. They're trying to divide people in this country. How low have they stooped to dehumanize Palestinians and justify mass murder?
We are all one!
This is how it happens. Let me tell you, Braverman, Sunak and Starmer are no friends to the Jewish community. I want you to know there are many Jewish people on these marches, here and everywhere else. We are. My family has been protesting here in Leeds. They're here now. They've been in Manchester.
We are all one!
In London, alongside their Jewish and non-Jewish friends. My family goes to the big demo in London on Saturday.
We are all friends! We are all friends!
Our uniting factor is that all lives matter. We are first and foremost human beings. We're expressing our humanity on these marches and compassion and anger at the ongoing genocide. I am Jewish, but Israel's actions are not in my name. So, don't let them divide us. I say, never again for anyone. From the river to the sea. Thank you.
Free! Free! Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine! From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Everyone give it up again for Sue! Alright guys, our next speaker is Aliza Ayal. Aliza is an international climate activist and the world's youngest United Nations Goodwill Ambassador. Everyone please give it up to Aliza!
Ladies and gentlemen, our presence here today, our voices rising to religion, send a clear message. The destruction we are witnessing in Gaza is not an act of self-defense by Israel. It is an offense against humanity. I don't need to tell you about the operational casualty in Gaza. I don't need to remind you that every hour, 12 buildings, home to loving memories and milestones, crumble to dust. I don't need to remind you that every hour, 15 souls are lost and 35 bodies bear the scars of survival. I don't need to count the 9,000 Palestinians that have now been killed, among them at least 47 families that have been completely erased from the registry of the living. I don't need to explain that this unimaginable violence will not solve anything. The Israeli government has characterized these protests as hate marches.
Shame on her! Shame on her!
There's not a better confirmation that we're on the right side of history than being against the hateful Home Secretary.
Shame on her! Shame on her!
I don't speak today with a message of hate. I speak with love. Love for all those innocent Palestinians in Gaza who are living through a medieval siege. Love for all those Israelis and Jewish people around the world who are longing for peace.
Yeah, we all love.
And so much love for every single one of you protesting here for an end to the indiscriminate bombardment of Gaza. Just how twisted can this government be to call us hateful? What is more loving than calling for the bombardment to stop?
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
In the United States, countless lawyers are being quelled for expressing their support for Palestine. In France, Israeli lecturers who support for Palestine in their private lives get dismissed from their jobs. In the UK, any students, especially Asian and Arab students, who are working to support for a ceasefire are facing threats and harassment. And online!
Shame on them!
And online, algorithms, bots, and shadow bans are drowning out our voice for justice. We are being pressured every day to be silent. We want to speak for peace. The people on ground in Gaza stand and speak with courage, and so must we.
Palestine! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free!
I was shocked to read a statement by Rishi Sunak calling Canada protest next week on Armistice Day provocative and disrespectful. Armistice Day today, of course, marks the cessation of fighting at the end of World War I. Well, I personally think the better way to commemorate this day than to loudly call for an immediate ceasefire!
Ceasefire!
A call to put down the weapons as they did all those years ago on
on the 11th day of the 11th month. Yet again, our shameful government is not representing us. As a United Nations Civil Ambassador, I tell you that there is just as much passion building up within the UN as on the streets here. But, for some reason, it is failing to surface to the top level and failing to surface an action that is desperately needed. 20 of my colleagues in the UN have already resigned after their voices fell on deaf ears. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Grace Mockingbird, this week resigned from his post as a protest against the failure to prevent a genocide of Palestinian people. And guess what? He accused the US and UK of being wholly complicit in this assault. Our government's complicity is not our consent. We protest today to shatter that complicity. We protest to say, not in our name.
Not in our name. In our name.
We march because the road to freedom, the road to dignity, the road to justice runs through Palestine. And so, let our voices today be echoed in the halls of power. Let our convictions today be the catalyst for change, for justice, for love, for peace, for Palestine. Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Thank you very much.
Free! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Everyone give it up for Ali Zayed!
Our next speaker is a young Palestinian who lives here in the UK, and he would like to do some spoken word for us all. So please listen up. His name is Faris. Please come forward. Can I also ask that everyone records every speech on their phone and post it on social media, please?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Faris. I grew up in Leeds, but I had my whole family within Gaza. I have a son that I've been killed and some that have been mass addicted. And through the years, I've created some spoken words. I've written 3, and hopefully, please cheer after each one. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free
They're in the wars and all the time. From the dawn till the night, they won't die without a fight. The oppressors, Israelis, assassinate inhumanely with firearms and dynamite, tear gas and airstrikes, kills innocent civilians, casualties a million. Protect the Palestinians, because nobody's oblivious. The massacres immense and they have no defense. The save their homes, they tanks with stones. Victims living in the walls, biggest apartheid in the world. Always be by the side to stop the genocide. Terminate discrimination, fight on occupation, and bring back the best of nations. In 1948 came the terrorist state, invaded and started over 7 decades, treating the indigenous with hostility, causing so many atrocities, like in Masjid al-Aqsa on holy days. They used rubber steel bullets and stone grenades, and denied them emergency medical aid, like how Gaza is trapped in an open-air prison. It's the ethnic cleansing of innocent civilians, all this because we are Palestinians. Israel fires rockets that strike with precision. Now everybody, please listen. We are talking about genocide between occupy and occupied. They are claiming not to equal sides. Their military powers hold the guns and knives. It's the mainstream media that manipulates minds. Hundreds, thousands, innocents dead. They are numbers. They are lies. Their sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, husbands and wives. What happened to the basic human rights? Palestinians are like olive trees. They are indigenous to the land and they stand their ground. Now Zionists want to uproot, they want to commit ethnic cleanse, and they want a genocide. They put Gaza in blackout and besieged, blockaded and bombarded them with bombs. If you ask them about their dreams, they say kids don't grow, our cemetery is home. Write their names on the body of the baby, to find them in the rubble, to become another number. Now that's another Palestinian in our hearts. The blood is on the hands of the heartless, UK and USA. But that blood is in our veins. So what will we say about our legacy when Palestine is free? That we fought hopeless and desensitized and turned a blind eye to lives that were colonized? No! We won't say that we will not embody. When Palestine is still suffering, all of us were aching. We witnessed the struggle, we fought for your cause. We put my blood, sweat and tears in the doctrine of the fear. We stand with humanity, and we will not rest until Palestine is free. Repeat after me. So Israel has committed, have went against so many international laws, and please repeat illegal after me. Occupation illegal. Occupation illegal. The settlers' colony. Claiming land by force. The ethnic cleansing. The apartheid system. Violation of human rights. Selective punishment. The separation barrier. Mass forced eviction. Violating 28 UN Security Council resolutions. And now to put all this, we need to boycott them. What about every single company that support them? I'll say a company you should boycott. Starbucks, boycott. McDonald's, Disney, Coca-Cola, HP, Siemens, L'Oreal, Nestle, Puma. In Palestinian blood! Where prophets are covered in Palestinian blood! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Everyone give it up for Brother Barry! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine!
The next speaker is a representative from the NHS. His name is Rashid. Everyone please give it up for him!
These guys one time, just give it up for Brother Hamza. Brother Imran, may Allah's peace, may Allah's blessings, and may Allah's mercy be upon you. With sincerity, I ask the Almighty Allah the same for the people of Palestine. My respected brothers, sisters, my dear friends, and my honourable comrades. Malcolm X once said, "You cannot separate peace from freedom because no one can truly have peace unless they have freedom." I'll repeat this one more time. You cannot separate peace from freedom. Because a human being, a people, cannot have peace unless they have freedom. Why do I mention Malcolm to you today? Malcolm was a voice for his people, a powerful leader for the civil rights movement in America. Malcolm was the true definition of a man. My question to the world is today, where is the Malcolm X for the people of Gaza? Where is the Nelson Mandela for the people of Gaza? Where is the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for the people of Gaza? Where is the Mohandas Gandhi for the people of Gaza? And for the Muslims here? Where is our true leader? We need someone to lead our people. We aspire to. We believe in true leadership, and historically, we look no further than Salahuddin Ayyubi. If you don't know this personality, I would encourage every single one of you to look at the historical significance of this personality for the Muslims and for the Christians. Many centuries ago, I'd encourage you.
History reveres great personalities because they had a common goal. They spent their lives struggling for the people, telling the crooked politicians of their time God-given truth. God-given truth, which is what? Which is, colonization is wrong. Apartheid is wrong. Racism is wrong. This is exactly what the Palestinian people have been suffering from for the past decade, 75 years. In 2023, unfortunately, the world's gone completely blind to this injustice. Let me tell you something. History will not remember Benjamin Netanyahu. He will not be remembered as the saviour for his people or for his pathetic cause of Zionism. History will not remember the likes of Rishi Sunak. History will not seem as a mesmerizing leader for his people, but rather a wimpy rich boy, a boy who became Prime Minister by default. Shame on him. Thank you. History will not remember the likes of Joe Biden. Probably for one thing, and not for falling asleep on his conferences. History will not remember the likes of Keir Starmer as a man for the people. As a man for the working class. A person who tried to please the people, who tried to please everybody, but please nobody. Where are our leaders today? All I can see is a bunch of hypocrites, a bunch of liars, a bunch of privileged buffets, a bunch of murderers in suits. Killing people over the phone with a smile. It's like the saying in Goodfellas says, if you've seen that movie, the Mackie movie, murderers come with smiles. That's exactly what you got with the politicians. They've been found out for their lying. They've been found out for their ways, for manoeuvring their weak ways into the position of national leadership of this country. They've been found out for turning a blind eye in the darkest hour of the Muslims of Palestine. They have been found out for not having the backbone to call a spade, to call the Israeli oppression of what it truly is, what it really is. And let's be honest with ourselves. Let's actually talk what this is really about. In truth, the blood of a Muslim is far less than the blood of a Christian or a Jew. That's the mere truth. The blood of an Arab is less than the blood of a European. Shame! Racism! 75 years of pure racism. 75 years of ethnic cleansing. 75 years of apartheid. 75 years of hypocrisy. 75 years of occupation. 75 years of colonization. Let me tell you something you already know. And I say this with full confidence and sincerity. There is not a single person here today that stands for the murder of innocent civilians. Innocent women, innocent children, innocent Muslims, innocent Christians, innocent Jews, they're all innocent in our eyes. At the same time, not a single person standing here today isn't afraid to stand up against the tyrannical leaders of our time. Genocide. Let me repeat again, genocide. Complete annihilation of the Gaza people. This is what we are witnessing today. And not a single word, not a single leader has got the fortitude to say enough is enough to the really murderous government. Where will it stop? Free! 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 Let me tell you something more you know. History does not remember reckless politicians who pass down corrupt laws. Rather, history remembers truth. History remembers courage. And history will remember all of you. One day, history will remember all of you for being taken and standing in Palestine, in the race, bringing the family into your world. History will remember all of you for standing on the right side. The Palestinian people will remember you as well. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you someone who history also remembers. History will remember the people of Palestine, who will arguably go down in modern history as the most courageous, the most humble, and the most resilient people of our time. By Allah, and as I witness to this fact, there is no one else in this world more stronger in spirit as a collective people than the Palestinian people. Uncle Sam and his cronies, you just look at them and say, complete mockery. There's nothing compared to the blood of the Palestinian people. The Palestinians will continue to defend their land with their sticks, their stones, and one more thing, their complete, non-wavering faith in Allah. Remember this. Stay with me with a full heart for Palestine can hear you. Free! Free! Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine! Brothers and sisters, may Allah bless our brothers and sisters of Palestine with peace, with security, with dignity, with respect, with warmth, with shelter, with happiness, with the opportunity that every single human being deserves. May Allah give the Palestinians the freedom to so much deserve. May Allah increase their Islam. May Allah increase the blessings of Allah. May Allah increase the blessings of all the noble prophets of Allah, including Isa and our Savior, who is good to our Savior. Thank you very much.
Everybody welcome to the machine! Again, is another Palestinian. She's the young sister called Ansam. Please give up Ansam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ansam. I'm a 17-year-old Palestinian girl originally from the Gaza city. My entire extended family is currently experiencing the horrific oppression imposed by the occupier Israel. My family was officially put down. Now one day is commemorated every year. In 1987, the first Hafala is launched in the occupied Palestinian territories. In 2002, Israel reoccupied Palestinian cities in the West Bank in the wake of the second Hafala. In 2005, Israel conducted its disengagement from Gaza. In 2008, Israel attacked the position in what is called Operation Complete, and then in 2012, Israel attacked Gaza again in what is called the Operation Pillar of Defense. In 2014, again Gaza was attacked, and Israel launched the biggest assault on Gaza since 1967, which they called Operation Protective Edge. So as you can see, the operation didn't start on the 7th of October 2023. It started way before 1938. In 1920, Palestine was far from an empty land. More than 50% of Palestinian youth were literate, which is a remarkable achievement on a global scale. Education in Palestine was thriving with a diverse array of schools, including national government schools, constitutional schools, and international schools. The region boasted significant educators and teachers renowned around the Arab world. These educational institutions had a hand in building the infrastructure, not only in Gaza, but also in various Palestinian cities. Palestine was thriving because of learning, innovation, and culture, and Israel is wiping all this knowledge. Same. The myth that Palestine is an empty land has been propagated for centuries. Even Theodore Herzl, which was a prominent figure in the Zionist movement, was saying that Palestine had no people. But the truth is different. Palestine was brimming with active, productive, intelligent, and courageous people who have built their own country. They established institutions in their cities like Gaza, Akka, Hafez, Tabariya, Al-Quds, Nasser, and many others. These institutions were meticulously calculated to serve the interests of the Zionist movement, which in 1948 forcibly expelled Palestinians and settled Jewish immigrants in their homes, schools, and buildings. The events of 1948 are too brutal to be fully comprehended. Only 30 Palestinian families remain there after the massive ethnic cleansing. The Zionists forced the Palestinian people out of their land and leave their homes, farms, businesses, and even their cemeteries, mosques, and churches. It was not just that, it was legalized that. Israel was the only country in the world that refused to allow those slaves to return back to their homes. Even if they're only 1 square meter away from their homes, they still aren't allowed to return. Okay. For example, those residents of the village named Tabariya, which is near Nasser, they led the bombardment and armed operations, and they went to Nasser. That's their basic human right, to seek shelter when needed. But till this day, they still can't return back to their homes. In conclusion, the historical facts reveal that Palestine is far from empty, and its people have built a thriving society. It is a land with rich history, and vibrant culture, and resilient people who have a rightful claim to their homeland. It is only through acknowledging this history that we can move towards a just and lasting solution in this region. This shows that the native Palestinians from early history still now have not given up. Even if all the Palestinians died, the last remaining Palestinians will still resist till this day.
We are all Palestinians, in our thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions.
Guys, just want to remind you, we've got some charity buckets going around. I'm going to personally hand them over to Muslim hands after today's demonstration, so please donate generously for the people of Palestine. Anyone who's holding signs or banners, please face them outwards so that people who are going by can see us and see what we're here for. Right guys, the next speaker is Mufti Muslim, who's also part of the Green Party. Everyone please give it up for him.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So I greet you with the warmest greetings of peace and blessings from Islam. Now in the last 4 weeks, language has been turned completely upside down by these politicians and by these people in the media. Those people who are occupying now become the victims. Those people who are bombing hospitals, bombing ambulances yesterday, they're becoming the people who are defending themselves. The people who are being bombed, they're the ones who are the aggressors. This language has no meaning anymore. This language has completely been turned upside down and flipped and used and manipulated in a way that creates a narrative where the victim is the oppressor and the oppressor is the victim. It's an absolutely disgusting state of affairs. We have Suella Braverman. Who wants to call these hate marches. Now these marchers are mixed with Muslims, they're mixed with Jews, they're mixed with Christians, they're mixed with people of no faith at all. Every person coming together in one voice to demand a ceasefire, to demand an end to occupation, to demand freedom of people. Every single man and woman is born free. They want to imprison 2.2 million. They want to put them in a concentration camp. They want to bomb them. They want to ethnic cleanse them so they can take their land. Every person is born free, and that is a fundamental right that every single human being has. Freedom. We want to talk about hostages. 15,000 people are in Israeli jails right now without any charge under administrative detention. That includes men, women, and children. Bring the hostages. All the hostages. Let's not be selective. Let's not be selective in our discussion of oppression. Every single act of oppression is equally violent. They keep saying Israel has a right to defend itself. I'm not here for soundbites and quote receipts. So the court talk about Article 51, yeah? Where a country has a right to defend itself. Under Article 51. So this is from the International Court of Justice. Okay? So the court also notes that Israel exercises control in the occupied Palestinian territories, and that Israel itself, the threat which it regards as justifying the construction of the wall, originates within and not outside territory. The situation is thus from that contemplated by the Security Council resolution of 1368 and 1373, and therefore Israel could not in any event invoke those resolutions in support of its claim to be exercising a right of self-defense. The occupier cannot be the defendant. The occupier is the aggressor. Somebody don't work when you have to cease. We call for a ceasefire now. We call for an end to occupation. We call for freedom for every single human being. The being! The being! The being! Ceasefire now! 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 Ceasefire now!
Everybody else was up to the motion! Let's use the energy, yeah? Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Gaza, don't you cry!
We will never let you die!
Gaza, don't you cry!
We will never let you die!
Gaza, don't you cry!
We will never let you die!
Next speaker is Shane from the Irigi Party. Ireland, everyone please give it up for Shane!
Hello everyone. It's fantastic to see these excellent numbers week after week, and let's continue to tell this city and this country that we will not be silent, and that Palestine will be free. I spoke with you all last week. It was an absolute honour to do so, as it is again today. I'm speaking on behalf of an Irish political party named IRIGLY. We are a Republican party, and we, like all Irish Republicans, feel a close connection with the Palestinian people and the Palestinian cause. And we will stand with you for as long as it takes. For us, this is a long-term historical connection. And the connection goes wider than just Irish Republicans. The Irish people in general have always felt a close connection with the Palestinian people and the Palestinian cause. The sovereign state, the sovereign government, were one of the first states to extend full diplomatic rights to the Palestinian representatives in Ireland. But, possibly led by the EU, we have had our leader initially, at the beginning of this latest phase, come out and publicly support Israel's so-called right to defend themselves. And that's what's been interesting to see this week back home, where our current Taoiseach, our Prime Minister, despite that initial stance, thanks to the public pressure brought by people like us on the streets of Ireland, has yesterday come out and said that Israel are not acting in defence. he has called for an immediate ceasefire. And he has accused the Israeli state of acting in collective revenge on the Palestinian people. Wider than that, there's a growing campaign in Ireland to expel the Israeli ambassador. And we in Ireland strongly support that. And if this change can happen in Ireland, it can happen here as well. And when this change spreads, we can bring this decades-long campaign of horror and of ethnic cleansing to an end. And we can be the instruments of this change. Last week I finished up by quoting an Irish patriot named Bobby Sands. And I said how Bobby Sands, when he said the words, Chucky Darla, or our day will come, he gave us hope for the future. And the night is darkest before the dawn, and it's dark right now. But if we can keep our pressure up, and if we can stand with the Palestinian people, we can help them achieve freedom. Our day will come, and the Palestinians' day will come. Sorry, Margaret. Thank you.
And we'll be able to change! Free! Palestine! Free! Palestine! Free! Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free!
Up next, guys, we've got two doctors that have been working in Gaza and the West Bank. Dr. Samara and Dr. Abdullah.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We are actually a last-minute edition. We were just moved to speak because we saw the growing crowd. So thank you all so much for turning up to see us. I want to tell you something. So I've had the privilege of working in the West Bank. I'm a Palestinian from the West Bank. I'm going to speak on Dr. Abdullah's behalf because he's too grief-stricken to speak today but still wants to turn up. He's lost all of his father's relatives during this war. I want to thank you for turning up for us. Every week on week, we've been here 4 weeks. And we've seen a crowd grow, we've seen a diversity in representation, which is really, really, really beautiful to see. I can't talk about politics like a lot of my friends and family here can talk, but I can talk to you about humanity. So this is what I want to just give you a message about humanity. Us doctors are really struggling right now with the difficulty of seeing everything we're seeing and not being able to do what we do best and just helping. We have been there with many of you in your hours of pain. Dr. Abdullah is an emergency doctor. I work with him in the emergency department. Of course, every single cell in his body wants him to go back and help his people, and Gaza obviously he can't. I'm a doctor. I work a lot with the deprived communities amongst us. I work in our prisons as well. And I want to tell you that we are turning up every day for you. We're sharing your pain, and thank you for turning up for us. This means a lot to us. Thank you. I want to tell you something. Please care for each other as a community. We need to come together. All of us, yeah? So, over the last 4 weeks, I've had to dig really deep with everyone to just try and reflect love, try and push for the call for peace,
for ceasefire, for humanity, for equality. Yeah? This is what we need in this world today. I don't want to take too much time because I just shoved myself into this talk because I wanted to say thank you, but I'm going to end with a really beautiful story from when I worked in the West Bank. Dr. Abdullah specialised here, so I don't know if you've had a chance to work in the West Bank. It's very difficult for people from Gaza to go back and work, but luckily I was able to. And I worked in the UN refugee centre in the West Bank. I was really fortunate. It was one of the most special moments of my life, and I'm going to tell you this about the Palestinian people to give you some hope. I was working in a really beautiful village called Qalqiya. It has a really beautiful story. Go and have a look on YouTube. There's a beautiful book about it. It was when it talks about the humanity that even animals in the West Bank are deprived from, because the animals in a zoo, it had the only zoo in the West Bank that was bombed, and those animals, it talks about a lot of the difficulties, a lot of the inhumanity that they went through. But I was working one of the clinics, and these two brothers came in, and they were holding on to a football, and it was a 6-year-old brother with his 5-year-old brother, and I said to him, "Where's your guardian?" He came in, his brother fell over the playing football, and he gashed his eyebrow, and he had a deep cut, and he did suturing. So I said to him, "Where's your guardian? Where's your mum? Where's your dad?" And he's like, "Oh, my uncle just dropped me off." I said, "Where's your uncle?" He's like, "Oh, he's just there." And I said, "Okay, I need his permission to be able to give you any treatment, because that's how, we need consent to be able to do anything." And all of the colleagues in the department, everyone said, "What are you talking about? I'm his guardian. I'm his guardian." All these doctors, everyone was fighting, saying, I'm his father. I'm his brother. That honestly is, you can see all over the disc in the West Bank, that's what you see. So I said, I don't know, I can't do it. I need his actual guardian. Is this guy your guardian? And he said to me, "Yeah, he's my uncle, he's Andy." And he was like, "I'm his guardian. I'm his guardian. Ahmed." And I was like, okay, great, fine. Okay, right, you can suture your eyebrow. So I said, "Can I have some anesthetic?" All of you are the guardian of Gaza. So I'll tell you this. So let me tell you how it ended. So I said, "Okay, get me some anesthetic." It was a deep wound. It needed probably about 6 sutures. So I said, "Can I have some anesthetic?" And they said, "What are you talking about, anesthetic? These are Palestinians." I said, "No, I can't suture a 6 or 5-year-old boy his eyebrow without anesthetic. I'm going to do that to a 50-year-old man in the UK." And they said, "We don't do anesthetic here. Anesthetic is safe for this serious situation. These boys grew up in this situation, they don't do anesthetic." So his brother turned around to him, he called him and said, "I don't want to hear a single word from you. Do you understand? Right? Now, when we give vaccination to kids in this country, we get about 6 people pinning them down. So this boy, nobody held him down. He just sat down, cleaned his wound, put 6 sutures in his eyebrow, and he didn't say a single thing, just one tiny tear rolled down his face. And then he wiped it and said, thank you, doctor, so much. Thank you for being here." So what I want to tell you, I've overstretched my time, but what I want to say is, these are incredible people. Thank you for turning up. Thank you for being beautiful, everyone.
Everyone give it up for them! We have one final speaker with us today. He's a young man from Gaza who currently has family in Gaza. Everyone please give it up for Brother Fawzi! Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Fawzi Taffar, 18-year-old and born in Gaza. After last week, I began to think that maybe I should rethink my intro. No need to start off with born in Gaza every week. But then I woke up. I'm proud to say I was born and have lived and have all of my family in Gaza. For having the whole world, the Zionists, the US, the UK, Germany, Italy, France, you name it, all the other global superpowers, with all the strongest armies in the world, go up against a tiny strip of land
42 kilometers by 15 kilometers long, housing no army, no air force, no navy, and no nuclear warheads. Wallah, it makes me proud to call myself from Gaza. Once again, before I start, I ask upon Allah to grant them and have mercy upon the souls of my own family that have been mercilessly killed by the Zionist killing machine. And to grant them and have mercy upon all the innocent souls of Palestine, those who are alive and those who have been killed. Yesterday, the Zionist regime killed dozens and injured many more after the bombing of Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza. They bombed ambulances used for the transport of those who had already been struck by an airstrike. And do you know what the formal excuse of the IDF was? And I quote, "The vehicle was being used by a Hamas terrorist cell." How stupid do they think we are? At this point, Israel could blow up half the world and claim to be Hamas members all over the globe, and they'll never be held accountable. They may be able to say their lies and fool the real idiots of this world, and you know who you are: Biden, Sunak, Starmer. But they can't fool us. Unfortunately, I have yet some more distressing stories from my own family in Gaza. On Tuesday, my mother was finally able to contact my grandmother after a long period of time of no connection. They talked about how dire the situation in Gaza is right now, how there are frequent internet blockades and lack of basic necessities from the whole strip. I learned about how my own aunt and her husband had to receive stitches to the back of their heads with no anesthesia. They were considered one of the lucky ones. My mother's two cousins were martyred in the same strike that gave them stitches. They're considered the lucky ones, as I said. There are tens of thousands still injured, undergoing amputations with no anesthesia at all. Thousands of young children who have yet to even reach the age of puberty undergo these terrible surgeries, but only one can imagine how painful they must be. My own cousin, Khalid al-Sabah, described how he and his father would wait for hours in queues outside a bread bakery at the end of the street they were sheltering in the immense heat every single day, just trying to bring some bread home to their family. Then, 2 days ago, we find out that they had bombed an entire apartment just opposite that bakery. They put the whole bakery out of service. The apartment was empty. There were no Hamas members in the apartment, so why bomb it? What's your excuse? Is that what they want to do? They want to raise fear in the hearts of the people of Gaza, to starve us all to death. Is that what they want? Raise fear among the Palestinians in order to have a second Nakba, expelling millions from Gaza and pushing them into the Sinai desert. We cannot allow that to happen. As advocates for the lawful treatment of Palestinians, we must stand firm with our fellow brothers and sisters and ensure their safety and welfare before our own. Also today, my father is not with us, but is in Birmingham, consoling his lifelong friend, who 2 days ago lost 21 members of his family at the same time. 21 members. His father, his siblings, and their families. And that's the ones we know about. There are many still under the rubble we don't even know about. All killed in a blink of an eye. Israel, I have a question for you. Was there a Hamas command center in the hearts of those young children that you killed? Is that the excuse that you are going to use again? The narrative I said to you guys is one narrative out of 2.5 million in Gaza. There are millions in Gaza who have had families wiped out, homes destroyed, and businesses ruined. An example being my good friend, Ibrahim Abu Omar, whom I only befriended 3 years ago after my first visit to Gaza in 12 years. He had a beautiful barbershop, which he owned. He cherished it and he loved it just like he loved his job. The last time I got a haircut, he invited me to some biscuits and juice in that shop. Little did we both know that 2 months exactly from that day, the Zionists, after the bombing of a mosque that was opposite to his shop, would no longer have a social called hate. Completely destroyed. Soon as Islam continues to say that Israel has the right to defend itself against what? It's their army that is in Gaza right now, and it's them that occupied us in the first place. They killed our families and kicked us off our land. We never started this war. They are the ones backed by the Western world that started the 75-year-long occupation, and we are simply resisting. And here is my message to the corrupt leaders of the world, and to all the Zionists living amongst us. You can try to silence the Palestinians living in Gaza, in Nablus, Ramallah, Jenin, and Al-Quds, and of the hundreds of villages and towns that you wiped off the face of the earth during the Nakba of 1948. But you can never, and I repeat, never, silence the millions of Palestinians around the world, such as myself, and the billions such as you guys. So what do we say at every single protest? In our millions, in our billions! Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Takbir! Takbir! Takbir!
Unfortunately, we're out of time. I haven't got time to do a speech, but before we leave, let's do a quick dua. Everyone please stay silent and say Ameen. Please raise your hands. الرحمن الرحيم المالك القدوس السلام المؤمن الرحيم العزيز. لما إني أسألك من خير ما سألك من نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وأعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذ منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وأنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Ya Allah, ease the affairs of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Ya Allah, protect our brothers and sisters. Ya Allah, shelter our brothers and sisters. Ya Allah, ease the suffering of our brothers and sisters. Ya Allah, bless our brothers and sisters with the status of martyrs. Ya Allah, bless our brothers and sisters with Jannah al-Firdaus. Ya Allah, may we all see the day that Palestine is free. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. صلى الله على نبيه خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين يا ارحم الراحمين. Everyone please, let's just remain silent and remember all those who have died in Palestine. Thank you to everyone that has come out today. Everyone please return your balance to the front. Please donate generously to the buckets that are going around. And can all buckets please be brought to me now? Everyone please. Thank you. Thank you to Steve, thank you to Colin and everyone that's been involved. Free!
If you've got a placard that you don't want to take it home, can you take it to the stall there, please? Leave them on the grass. We'll collect them. We'll see you very shortly. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, no, it was great. I'm not.
And make the gender hall. She's a massage lady as well. Do we have to find out? No, I think she's gone. Oh,